Good morning. This is Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man here from the island of Puerto Rico to all my friends abroad. Like I said, I gave a shout out to a couple of clubs, a couple of my friends. I enjoyed your videos. I really enjoyed your outlook. There was one I watched last night. He wore a cowboy hat, and I think he lives out probably in California. I'm not sure. Like I said, the names, I don't have to write them out. Well, he was talking about the COVID. I was last night. Nice guy. He spoke about a female friend coming over and helping him out and doing his laundry. I mean, not his laundry, his buying his stuff for his groceries. I mean, his groceries. I said that's a pretty good deal. You got a woman that likes you, that's willing to come over from time to time, maybe cook for you, maybe take care of you, do your laundry, do the little things. I'm like thinking, well, what does he got to do? Does he pay her? Yada yada yada. But they're out there. There are some nice women that don't want to get married. They prefer to live by themselves, but they enjoy the company of pipers. I always looked at pipers as Renaissance man because pipers are poets, pipers are philosophers, social workers, pipers are commentators, musicians. Pipers tend to be very literate, very, very educated. Oh, I might not have the greatest diction in English, but it's my third language. It's not even my original language, and I've been able to get the nuances of of the languages living around Americans, not only Americans, other people. Capiche? So you usually, if you're willing to learn, I've always lived by the philosophy lifelong learning. Just because you got a degree and you got your master's and you got your PhD, if you're going to sit back there and say, well, I'm an expert and I know this and this and that, I'm an expert in foreign policy, I'm an expert in whatever, you just getting started, buddy or woman. You're just getting started. There's more and more. You're always going to learn things in life. Why? Through your experiences. If you're the type that meets people, the one that travels, you're sorely mistaken if you think going to Oxford or going to Dartmouth or going to UCLA that somehow you come out there with a robe and you're really educated. You just get started, buddy. I'm more impressed with people that tell me, well, I graduated from the University of Life and they're 70 years old. That's telling me something because a lot of these bright folks, they finish school and make tragic mistakes, and you got to know a little something to make it into your 60s and live comfortably and be able to say you retired and look like me. Especially if you've gone through war, you've gone through racism, you've gone through hostilities, you've gone through different political systems, and you could sleep and you could walk down the street without worrying about somebody stabbing you in the back or looking for you or hunting you down. And you're able to make friends quite frequently to the point where altruistically they'll do things for you without you asking and you have a giving heart, I'm like that. Now, they do take advantage of us from time to time. They see you and they try to size you up. Oh, he's a really good guy. Instead of treating me nice, they try to exploit. But see, then they run into, once in a while, he'll come out the closet, Darth Vader, because you pushed too far. So I've always had, when I meet somebody that I think we could have a lifelong friendship, that's when I begin to set my boundaries. You got to set your boundaries. You can't allow, you can't be a pushover. I was what they call today bullied in school a lot. I spoke differently. I didn't act. I was quiet. I was reserved. I was the kid in the school in the classroom that did this. And so I'm sorry to say it, but I'm talking truth, right? I was picked on by black kids. Look at me. I was picked on by black kids. Did their color have anything to do with it? No, it's the economics where I lived at the time. They just happened to be the predominant population. But I also live at the other extreme. I lived in all white, what you call considered Caucasian, around Jews, Italians, Irish. I lived around them, and I didn't get picked on. You get my drift? It had nothing to do with colors. It had to do with economic status. They, they didn't have a need because they had. And they were altruistic because they were willing to share with me. Coming out, they saw I was willing to learn the language. I was willing to abide by the laws of the land. I was willing to uh, do what they did, and mostly play baseball and football. And at that time, I used to play roller hockey as a kid, do surfing. When you go from one country to the other country, people expect the status quo, expect you to adopt the norms. If I go to Italy, I have to adopt the language. I gotta adopt certain norms. I can't go buck wild crazy like I'm from the backwoods of Oklahoma or Cajun. They're not gonna understand me. They're gonna think I'm really strange. And you can't be prideful or arrogant when you travel. I was never that way, but unfortunately, I met people that way, and unfortunately, a lot of people view Americans that way, even though it's no longer true. These are great. The 3-star safety matches from Sweden. Light right up. Demonstration. I think they soaked the wood in something. So far, the best match I've ever had. Now, some of you will say, "Oh, well, you haven't tried Swan." I tried Swan. These are better than Swan matches. You light up once. This doesn't wear out on the side. I highly recommend the 3 stars. Safety matches. You wonder why it's safety? Buy it and you'll see. Nobody talks about matches. I mean, I've tried these Illuminarias. You know, there was a time tobacconists talked about matches. Which are the better matches? Why is this wood better? Why? I've always considered cedar to be better, but they don't talk about matches no more. You got lighters, you got torchlight, and all that stuff, and I'm not into that. I'm like real old school when it comes to lighting my pipe. I hate the chemical. I mean, it's bad enough that some of the pipes got a little chemical action going. But more chemical, no, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. So I try to stay organic as far as possible. So the important thing on the island, right? I started with talking about living on the island is that to have the water supply. You have to have roof over your head. But you don't spend much in clothes. You're just wondering, what? I'm always in blue. No, I have like tons of these shirts because they come in bulk supply and they cost $1. I can buy 10 shirts. I spend $10, $1 for each shirt. Where do they come from? Well, we get them from India. We get them from I don't know where. I don't know if it's off the truck, like my Italian friends used to say. Oh, that came off the truck. I miss it. I miss a lot of my friends are back in the States, and some of the veterans uh, that live out in the desert. I would go out and spend 6 months. I would go out and try to spend 3 months. 3 months would turn out to 6 months. 6 months would turn out to almost a year. And these guys were like, "Oh, stay over here, don't go back." I said, "I gotta go home. I got my own land. I got stuff I got to do, kid." Because they're out there and they're not antisocial. You understand that if you haven't been in war or been in the military and you've been far away from civilians and you've been caught up in some military action somewhere, it's like going into another time warp. It's like something from another world that you're involved in. All of a sudden, in a matter of hours, you go from that world, from that chaos, from that paradigm of violence and hellish, and you're taking that and you're dropped in Lax Airport, or you're dropped in LaGuardia Airport, or you're dropped in Atlanta Airport, and everything is normal again. People wearing clothes, people smiling, they're like this, and you have all this stuff in you, man. You have all this aggression. Trust me, even as a medic, when you got somebody that got hit with a AK round, you see in TV people shooting Hollywood. When you got hit with an AK round. I got hit twice in Lebanon. Two AK rounds in my leg. I limp. I don't limp on the leg that I caught the AK round, right in my calf. It bounced off thank God. It bounced off the cement, it ricocheted right into me. One is still lodged there, the other one just shredded. And thank God, one of the other corpsmen they knew how to really stow. He was a butcher. Cole, he sewed me right up, man. Let me tell you, if you had kidney stones, the closest thing to having something like that happen to you, getting shot, is to have severe kidney stones, man. I experienced the both, and the pain that shoots up when you have kidney stones, man, it lays you right out. You can't even move, man. I remember I was telling the doctor, hit me, knock me out. I can't take this no more. It was so bad I think they gave me codeine or they gave me something. They knocked the pain out. As big as I am, and I've been in fights I've been in real duke outs in the ring, outside the ring, real knockout, drag out fights with guys. You know, I experienced violence done to me where I had to defend myself and I go look for it. You know, where somebody's deranged or something like that, and you gotta fight for your life.